Today's video starts at the Donovan County line. Once I head into that county, I'll be in the state of Kansas. I wonder why there isn't a Kansas state line sign. In the other direction is the state of Nebraska, and the northern border between Kansas and Nebraska is known as the point of beginning. On May 30th, 1854, the territories of Kansas and Nebraska were formed, and the state line was determined to be the 40th parallel. My travels start here, and then at the end of the video, I'll be at another marker at the southern end of Kansas. So I'm going to see a lot of places between here and there, so let's get in that black SUV and get started. By the way, it's another cool morning, but it'll warm up this afternoon. Not far from the state line is the small city of White Cloud. The population is just 115 people, but the entire downtown is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. There's also a casino nearby, but I'm here to see this platform where you apparently can see 4 states. It's up that hill, so I should be able to get a great view from the raised position. Now at the top of the hill, and the view looking at the valley down below is nice, but there's a viewing platform over here that I'm going to walk up to, and that should give me a really good view, I'm hoping. With no leaves on the trees quite yet, I'm getting a great view of the Missouri River and the state of Missouri to the east of the river. Take a look at this view. This is a fantastic view from up here. I don't think the view would be as good if the trees had leaves on them. Okay, so let's see if I can actually see 4 states from here. I'm looking roughly south, which is the state of Kansas. This platform also stands in Kansas, so that's one state for sure I can see from here. Across the Missouri River, and I already mentioned that's the state of Missouri. So that's 2 states for sure I can see from this platform. Now it gets a little tricky. I'm looking north-northwest, and Nebraska is about 3 miles from here, so I can probably see that state. Now I'm looking north-northeast, in the direction of Iowa. The state line is roughly 15 miles away. Seeing Iowa might be a stretch because of the curvature of the earth. It's still a nice view though.
Hey guys, it's Emily. Welcome everyone. This is day 3 of my 5-day, 5-state drive through the middle of America. It's been very cold in Minnesota and Iowa, but today it's going to start getting warmer. Today I'm in Kansas and we're going to see a lot of roadside attractions, and hopefully I'll get to eat at one of my favorite restaurants in the country. Gonna be another long day on the road. Let's go.
Let's take a look at a map of Kansas to see where I'll go. Right now I'm at White Cloud at the top of the map. Next I'll travel southwest to Muscotah, then southeast to Leavenworth, then get something to eat in Kansas City. Then I'll head west again to McLeod and Maple Hill, then east again to Topeka and Lawrence. Finally, I take the long drive south to Route 66 favorites Galena and Riverton. What I see from this overlook is considered one of the 8 wonders of Kansas. Plus, it is Toto and Booger approved. This area is also considered one of the top natural wonders of Kansas because of the hilly terrain and the great view of the Missouri River Basin. It's quite a difference from the rest of Kansas, which is fairly flat and grassy. This is an awesome stop. I've said it many times already, but the view is fantastic. It's very quiet here, but let's head back to the small city. There's a beautiful painted mural on the small building. On the left is a riverboat on the Missouri River. Then going right, there are sunflowers, a train, a pig, maybe an old courthouse. This is the Main Street Community Christian Church. In front of this church is a monument to a prize pig owned by a 10-year-old boy named Wilbur. In 1910, the boy sold the pig to raise money for a leper colony. And that story went, well, viral. And that spawned the creation of the piggy bank, so people could easily save their spare change. Also, the boy's name Wilbur was the inspiration for the name of the pig in the novel Charlotte's Web. Now at a boat ramp at the shore of the Missouri River, and the main thoroughfare that runs by this town is called the Glacial Hills Scenic Byway. The hills and rock formations in this area were formed by ancient glaciers. The byway runs from where I started my day at the state line and ends in Leavenworth, which I'll see later. The Missouri River looks so much bigger down here than it did at the Overlook. This river is the longest in the country, starting north of Bozeman, Montana, and ending north of St. Louis, Missouri. Speaking of St. Louis, Missouri, I'll give you a quick spoiler alert. Tomorrow I will roughly follow Route 66 and my day will end in St. Louis. But for today, let's head to my next stop. This is the route Google Maps has me taking, which I'm a little nervous about. There is nothing out here, but I have 4G data out here, so thank goodness. I'm getting a little low on gas, so I stopped at this gas station in the small town of Horton. Population of about 1,500, and the home of the Chargers. Also, the gas prices appear to be lower in Kansas, even in the small town. Current price is just $3.05 a gallon, so I'm filling up the tank. A few miles south is the town of Muscotah. The population here is just 153, and this is the home of the Phoenix. I'm at Pocket Park, just a small grassy area in this neighborhood. There are a number of metal baseball player cutouts that surround the world's largest baseball. This baseball is huge! There's also something interesting about this giant baseball. There's a doorway that leads inside the baseball, so let's go inside. There's one baseball player cutout, but it's made of wood. According to Roadside America, the town was hoping to open a museum inside this baseball. It's been proposed since 2013, but it's still empty inside the baseball. This giant baseball is actually a repurposed steel water tower tank. It's 20 feet in diameter, and the red stitches are made from rebar. It was created in memory of Joe Tinker, who was from Muscotah. Tinker won the 1908 World Series as a member of the Chicago Cubs. That ball club would not win another title until 2016, which I think ended the longest title drought in all of major sports leagues. This is a pretty awesome find in a very rural part of the country. If you're looking for a big bat to go with this baseball, I'm pretty sure the city of Casey, Illinois might have one there. Alright, let's head to my next stop. Driving about an hour southeast, I reached the city of Leavenworth at Crown Lanes Bowling. I'm not here to go bowling, I'm here to see a local landmark that's been here before the bowling alley. It's this adorable green dinosaur. Meet Rex the Dinosaur. He was built in 1977 when this property was a children's amusement park called Theo Kittyland. The owner of the amusement park wanted a mascot, and so Rex was born. When Kittyland shut down in 1998, the park was demolished to make way for new businesses. However, Rex remained untouched because this dinosaur had become a beloved local landmark. The bowling alley opened in 2002, and Rex became its mascot. There was some rehabilitation at Rex. Years earlier, vandals placed a lit firework into Rex's mouth, blowing up his head. The original rebuild of his head was not done well. So before the bowling alley opened, Rex got a fresh coat of paint as well as a wire mesh across the mouth to prevent anyone from sticking anything in Rex's mouth. In its advertising today, Crown Lanes sells t-shirts that say they're the home of the green dinosaur, and Rex the Dinosaur is holding a bowling ball. Rex is 25 feet tall, and he makes a great Instagram photo. Trust me on that one. Head on down to Crown Lanes on Spruce Street and get yourself a picture of this local treasure. By the way, I'm really hungry, and I know where to get some good food. It's in the Kansas City metro area, and this restaurant/gas station has probably the best barbecue in the entire United States. Oh yes, I returned to Joe's Kansas City barbecue. I wasn't kidding. Their barbecue is awesome, and they do sell gasoline here. Joe's is a local chain with many locations in Kansas City, but this location is considered the best. They're the home of the Z-Man, which I'll be having. You'll need to pack your patience. On a good day, you'll have a 30-minute wait to order. Joe's Barbecue is regularly featured on news articles and food TV shows. For example, Men's Health says Joe's is one of the 13 places to eat before you die. Cat's Deli is great too, but I digress. Take a look at their menu. They have many different barbecue sandwiches, dinner plates, which come with a side and toast, rib dinners, meat by the pound, including those delicious burnt ends, and the Z-Man, which are the upgraded barbecue sandwiches. My parents are sharing a full pound of the delicious burnt ends. It's pretty much what we had a few years ago when we last visited. I may do some burnt ends too, but I'm getting the first Z-Man on the list, with a beef brisket topped with provolone and onion rings on a Kaiser roll. Here are some more accolades touting Joe's as one of the best barbecue joints. Even the Wall Street Journal posted an article on how good Joe's is. Then again, I'm sure Joe's has a positive impact on the Kansas City economy. Today was a good day because I waited just 30 minutes. I noticed on the bottom right, they have desserts. They sell a jumbo cookie sandwich and an apple crisp. Those are probably good. Here's what we got. This is a pound of burnt ends, which are the cubes of very tender meat with a lot of char on them, so they have a lot of flavor. We also got a quarter macaroni and cheese, which is way too much, and my Z-Man with sliced beef brisket, melted provolone, crispy onion rings, and pickles on the side. Did I enjoy the Z-Man? Yes I did. Everything here is so good. I am very, very full right now. I did eat some burnt ends, and they were delicious. I can't believe there's no line waiting outside right now. This is a little on my way on this particular road trip, but I really want to have some great barbecue. So I made the detour east to Joe's. I'm really glad I did. But I have to head right back westbound on Interstate 70 to the route I was originally on. I have enough sunlight to reach a few more roadside attractions. I'll also be doing something called shun piking, where I'll take an alternate route to avoid the tolls on the Kansas Turnpike. There are U.S. routes that parallel the Turnpike. Halfway between Kansas City and Topeka is the small town of McLeod. Population of 859 people, as the home of bulldogs, and there is a giant granite rock in the middle of the road. Near the corner of South Granite Street and East Lucy Street, and actually on Granite Street, is this large granite rock, and for some weird reason they left the rock here and just paved around it. No signs near this rock either, so someone can easily run it over in the dark or if completely covered with snow. The rock is called a glacial erratic and is made of a very hard substance called pink quartzite. Quartz is a hard surface commonly used in kitchen or bathroom countertops. It was left behind about 16,000 years ago when an ancient glacier had receded. When the city of McLeod was being formed, the road contractor was not able to remove the rock. So the contractor simply paved around the rock. I have to think the rock is really huge underneath the surface, but that will mess up your tire if you run over it. So this technically isn't a roadside attraction, is it? So with a quick stop if you traveled between Kansas City and Topeka. Alright, moving on. My next stop is about an hour west of McLeod, in the town of Maple Hill. There is one hill in front of me, so perhaps that's from what the town is named. Anyway, I'm heading to my first of two cemeteries on today's road trip. I'm not a big fan of visiting cemeteries, and my mama is definitely no fan since she gets the creeps when visiting a cemetery. But this is a beautiful church situated on the side of that hill. This is the old stone church, and you can see the cemetery completely surrounding the church. According to this marker, the old stone church was dedicated in 1882 as a mission church of the Elliott Congregational Church in Newton, Massachusetts. According to KansasCityHiker.com, this church was severely damaged by a tornado in 1991, but was restored into the beautiful edifice it is today. The church doesn't have a congregation today, and is only open for special events as well as the day before Memorial Day. I'm here to see a specific headstone. It's on the west side of the church, and it's the grave marker for Sarah Ann Oliver, who passed away on January 2nd, 1923. But take a look at her grave marker. Everything is stamped backwards. Before Sarah Oliver was interred, her family had a concrete cast made. Unfortunately, when they made the cast, they didn't reverse the letters and numbers. I tried to look up more information on the reverse headstone, but I couldn't find any reason why the marker wasn't replaced, but her children were fairly prominent in the small community. It might be that there wasn't enough money to make a second marker, but that's just a guess. The cemetery is just a couple miles off Interstate 70. It's definitely worth a quick detour to check out this church and cemetery. This is as far west as I'm gonna go, so I'm gonna head back east on Interstate 70 toward Topeka. I have a few things to see there, and nearby Lawrence before the sun goes down. The second cemetery I'll visit is in Topeka, at Mount Hope Cemetery. The grave marker I'm here to see is for a 5-year-old girl, and it has some mystery to it. You'll see what I mean in a minute. It's not too difficult to get there from the entrance. You make the first right and it's not far down on the right. Look for the South Memorial 1 sign right here. Then I'll walk you to the grave marker. This is a heartbreaker since the child died at just 5 years old. The girl's name is Carrie Frances Keene. She died in 1885, but has been interred in the cemetery since 1921. But since the mid-1980s, someone has been decorating this grave statue. Nobody knows who's decorating the statue, but I guess a change of clothes several times a year. I'm visiting near Easter, so she appears to be wearing an Easter bonnet. That's really nice. Carrie King died of malaria just 2 weeks after her 5th birthday. Her father purchased 24 spaces in the cemetery and moved Carrie to one of those spaces. And I totally missed this. Carrie has some Easter eggs down here. That's so awesome. Carrie's usually decorated with a shawl or other cold weather clothing during the winter season. It's interesting how no one is saying who's doing this after over 25 years. And the clothes are new each time. Someone really cares about this girl. According to Alice Obscura, a local newspaper reporter found the identity of a person doing this, but the reporter is not saying anything, except the mystery person is a woman. It has to be a descendant of the girl's parents, right? That's my guess. Now the world's first segue, going from a cemetery to a house filled with fire hydrants. So here's a house near downtown Topeka with dozens of fire hydrants in its yard. I've never heard anyone collecting fire hydrants before, until now. This has many different shapes, styles, and colors of hydrants. Not only that, the owner is very much an expert on anything having to do with a fire hydrant. The owner's name is Claude Belshie, and he originally started collecting fire hydrants in 2005 after his 2 dogs destroyed his garden. Today, his dogs are very protective of all the hydrants. So I guess those dogs have really marked their territory. Belshie is always looking online for other hydrants to add to his collection. One fire hydrant he owns is over 100 years old. The square area beneath the tree is where several of Belshie's dogs are buried. Apparently the cat likes the fire hydrants too. He was very friendly. That black spherical thing with a square cube on top. He told me what it was, but now I've forgotten. Maybe it's a pressurized water tank? This is definitely one of the more unusual roadside attractions that I've visited. And to be honest, I don't really understand what the differences are in the fire hydrants that are on this property. To me, if they spray enough water to put out a fire, it's good enough for me. Anyway, time to head to the Kansas State Capitol. And here I am at the Kansas State Capitol building. This building took 37 years to construct. The land was purchased in 1862, the year after Kansas became a state. Then a few years later, construction started, and it was finally completed in 1903. In front of the building is the sculpture of Abraham Lincoln. This is a different kind of pose that I hadn't seen before. As I get close to the sculpture, you'll see that Lincoln, well, he looks really pissed off. Why is Abe so angry? Since the title of the sculpture is Abraham Lincoln, Man of Sorrows, I guess the sculptor, Robert Merrill Gage, meant to show him feeling sad. But it looks more like he's mad, very angry, almost disapproving of something. Anyway, the sculpture was unveiled on February 12, 1918, on Lincoln's 109th birthday. As far as the Kansas State Capitol building, they do offer guided tours but at limited times, but I hear this edifice is beautiful on the inside as well. The grounds of the state capitol are beautiful as well. I'm not sure how many state capitals I've visited. I've been to all 50 states, but not sure how many capitals I've been to. I'll have to think about that. I didn't realize before stopping here that the University of Kansas was located here. But here I am in Lawrence, Kansas, and it's pretty busy, not only with college students, but with older couples as well. I have to say, this is a nicer college town than Athens, Georgia, or Gainesville, Florida. However, I am partial to the university in Gainesville, Georgia. Anyway, I'm here to see something inside Wonder Fair. The store has a famous haunted bathroom. This bathroom has been featured on numerous TV shows such as Unsolved Mysteries, Annie's Ghost Hunters, and some internet blogs and vlogs. Well, I do need to use the bathroom. I guess it's possible I may not survive this trip to the restroom. It was nominated for a Best Public Restroom in Lawrence, and there's a warning that Wonder Fair claims no responsibility for what that ghost might do to you. Look at the floor, it's made of pennies. That's different. Alright, it's time to enter the final resting room.
The dryer and
the rock down. Here's the PS. Special deals on our used coffins. We're also pleased to tell you that we now offer financing for those who feel like they've been played arm and
Wow, that was a close one. I'm not used to having ghosts and spirits help me use the restroom. And that cat picture, ugh. This was a cute stop though. The bathroom gimmick did work to bring me into the store. Alright, let's head to the southern end of the state. I returned to Galena, Kansas, which is both the inspiration for and was inspired by the Pixar movie Cars. Here's the sheriff car on a pole, stylized with those giant eyes that the car characters had in the animated film. The actor that voiced the sheriff signed his name on the driver's side front door, although it's kind of hard to tell from down below. There's a marker down there though that shows him signing his name. Michael Wallace was the actor, and the car was dedicated to him for his dedication to the small towns of Route 66. There's Luigi, the yellow car. He owns Luigi's Pit Stop. This also has a place to leave your signature as well as get a fun pic. Looks like Galena is working on a drive-thru attraction where you drive your car through a giant Route 66 sign. There's a similar sign in Kingman, Arizona and Grants, New Mexico. But I'm unfortunately here to see a Roadside attraction that no longer exists. I'm talking about Rex the Miner, the homage to the Muffler Man. 2 years ago when they were doing maintenance of Rex, the worker accidentally set him on fire. Rex was made of highly flammable material, so when the fire started on Rex's shoulder, it quickly spread to the rest of his body. Only his concrete shoes and rebar remain. Very sad. I hope they can rebuild Rex for the 100th anniversary of Route 66 in about 18 months. I'm on historical Route 66, and the bridge in the distance is historic as well. Here's a directional marker that shows how far away other Route 66 iconic cities are. I'll be going to Springfield, Illinois in a couple days, and I'll see the Rainbow Bridge in a few minutes. Nearby is Cars on the Route. This is another inspiration for the Cars movie, and one of the main characters is parked right here. On the right is a tow truck that inspired the character Tow Mater. The Cars must have gotten a lot of inspiration here in Galena. I think the story is that the tow truck didn't have a name, but after the Cars movie came out, they decided to give the actual truck the name Tow Tater. Just a little different from the animated character Tow Mater. The marker says they randomly found this truck and they gave it a personality for the film. It's interesting how they find something at random, then bring it to life in the movies. There was definitely some Hollywood magic used in that movie for sure. Cars renewed interest in Route 66 and helped a lot of these small businesses along the Mother Road. Cars Line at Disney California Adventure has so much Route 66 inspiration. It's cool to see things in DCA that are modeled after something in real life on Route 66, while it's Cars Line Save California Adventure. But that's another story for another time. Anyway, just a couple more things to see in this area. I'm at a roundabout in the city of Riverton, which I heard was a hidden gem with a key small downtown. I would love to see that someday, but I only have time to see this awesome Route 66 shield. The shield was made by high school students and took 2 years to create, finishing in spring of 2018. It was made with strips of donated scrap metal, and the number 66 is made with used wheel rims. The materials cost about $700, and about half of that was covered by Cherokee County, where I am now. It's also 20 feet tall, and that has to be really heavy. This is really great work by those high school students. One more quick look before I go, getting a close-up of those car wheels. They are all different sizes, like they came from different cars and trucks. That's really awesome. Also near the roundabout is a parking area with large informational signs showing what there is to see on Route 66 in Kansas. There's only 13 miles of Route 66 in the Sunflower State, and there is always more to see. There's a historic bridge in Galena that I just showed, near the burned down Rex statue. Also, at top right is a rainbow bridge, which I'm about to drive through right now. There it is in front of us. It was built in 1923 and is the last Marsh Arch Bridge on the Mother Road. I've driven on this bridge a few times now, but it's always great to drive on it once more. I'm getting some angles of the bridge that I haven't gotten before. I haven't gotten many side views of the bridge, since normally I visit in the summer when all the grass is really high. The bridge is well maintained and looks like it could stay up another 100 years. This is one of the more photographed bridges along Route 66. I thought this might be a good picture as well, me looking over the side of the bridge. I read that for a long time this bridge was covered with graffiti, much like some other bridges that I've seen. But ever since the revival of interest in Route 66, this bridge is regularly painted white. Now taking a quick walk on the bridge, just looking around from all directions. Looking at the tributary, which is Brush Creek. It looks a little muddy right now. The reason why this bridge is called a Marsh Arch Bridge is because the architect of this bridge is named James Berry Marsh. There were 2 other Marsh Arch bridges in Kansas along Route 66, but both no longer exist. This is the only one left. Quite a long journey today, starting in the northeast corner of the state, then taking a meandering southerly route down to the southeast part of the state. It's been another long day.
And that's it for day 3 of this road trip series. I have 2 more days left in the series, where I travel through Missouri and Illinois. But you see those next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!